Welcome to my channel. Once again, my name is Markda Marcelin, and I thank you for visiting my channel, and know that I love you and appreciate you, every single one of you, especially those who are dedicated to watching my videos from time to time as I send them out. You are watching them. So this afternoon I wanted to take time out and speak on something that is very important to me, and it is on trials and temptations. Trials and temptation. We all have we all face different trials, and we all have different temptations, and the Bible speak of it. um, and so I'm gonna get right into it. I'm gonna read a passage, and then I'm gonna meditate on it. Hopefully that you'll get something out of it. Hopefully that God will speak to your heart. This channel is a variety. We have variety of things. Sometimes I talk about my life. Sometimes I talk about different things. Also, I sometimes take time out to read the Bible and pray with you and just do all those amazing things. So there's something for everyone in this channel, and and it's been on my mind to speak about the trials and temptation that we face in life. So here it says, if you want to read it, you can read it from James 1 verse 2 all the way to verse 13. It says, "Consider it pure joy, my brother, when you face trials of many kinds, because you know that the testing of your faith develop perseverance." Consider trials. It says, consider trials as testing your faith. So when we face trials, we have to know that it's testing our faith, to see how strong we are, to see how we are deeply rooted in the Lord. But it says when you are facing these trials, it will be teaching you perseverance, to remain firm. You don't have to cry. You don't have to be afraid when you are facing a trial. It is testing your faith, the level of faith you have in Christ. Because I myself had faced many different trials in my life, and through it all, I'm learning to depend on the Lord. I'm learning to have faith in Him, to 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 learn more about Him. It says perseverance must finish its work, so that you may mature and complete, not lacking anything. Perseverance, it's finishing its work, finishing the work to mature. Some of the trials that we're facing is for growth, is for us to get mature in the Lord. I meant to also include this. When I was facing my trial, I was asking the Lord to strengthen my faith, to and also to help me to grow, stronger and get stronger in the Lord. But at the moment when I was facing the trials, I didn't think that I was learning to grow. I was learning something. There was something behind it all. But that particular verse says, perseverance must finish its work, so that you may be mature and complete, not lacking. If any of you lacks wisdom, you should ask God, who gives generously to all without finding fault. It will be given to him. So it says, if you lack of wisdom, if you don't have wisdom, if you need wisdom, if you lack wisdom, you should ask God, and he will give it to you. And then he will not find any fault in you. He will give you the wisdom. It said, but when he asks, he must believe without a doubt. When you ask God for it, you must not doubt it. And that's where we all fall short. We tend to doubt. Is it really going to happen? I'm asking God for this particular job. Will this job ever happen? Will I get it? Am I qualified enough? Are there people who are better than me who will be able to get the job? Or maybe you are asking God for a child. Maybe you've been waiting for years, a long time, and you are asking yourself, will this happen to me? Will I ever get it? Am I not too old enough? Why would he think of me? I'm not that special. Why should I get it? But it says if you ask without any doubt, you will definitely receive it. He will give it to you. It says because he who doubts, it's like a wave of the sea, blow and tossed by the wind. If you have doubt, it's almost like the wind is blowing you back and forth. You don't know where you stand. That's what it says. You should not be like that. It says that man who should think he will receive anything from God, he is a double. Okay, it says that man should not think he will receive anything from God. If you have doubt, and you should not think you will receive anything. If you ask for it, know that in your heart you will receive it. Believe that you will receive it. Because if you have doubt, it's almost like you are double-minded. You are double-minded. You are unstable in all the things that you do. It says, the brother in humble circumstances to take pride in his high position. But the one who is rich should take pride in his low position, because he will pass away like a wildflower. For the sun rise with scorching heat and wither the plant. Its blossom falls and its beauty is destroyed. In the same way, the rich man will fade away while he goes out of his business. I'm not gonna get into that verse too much, but we all know those who depend on the riches and those who depend on their wealth. When something goes wrong, they will crumble, they will fall on their knees. But those who depend on the Lord, just like your sources come from the Lord, and your provisions come from the Lord. Whatever you need come from the Lord. If you rely on him, you will never lose, you will never fall. But those who rely on the riches, they usually fall when something happens. It says, blessed is the man who persevere under the trial. Those who stand firm in that sickness, you stand firm. In that moment where they are talking bad about you, you stand firm. You persevere. You stay strong. You do not crumble. You do not fall. You do not give into that temptation. You do not say to yourself, I'm already ready to give up. I can't go any longer. I'm done. It's too much for me. I cannot go on anymore. This problem has been too long. I'm tired. I'm sick and tired of it. It's time for me to move on. I don't want to face this problem anymore. There's a verse, Philippians 4 verse 4. It says, rejoice in the Lord always. You have to rejoice in the good time. You have to rejoice in the bad time. It doesn't matter if you are sick, if you are in pain, if you are suffering. You have to rejoice. You have to remain persevering. You have to remain and know for a fact that God is going to bring you out of it. He's going to bring you through it. And that's what it says. It says Blessed is the man who persevered on the trial, because when he stood the test, he received a crown of life that God has promised to those who he loves. And when you finish from your trial, from that situation that you are facing, you're gonna have the crown of life. You're gonna have the crown of life. You're gonna be strong. You're gonna be strong. You're gonna be strong, and you're gonna have that crown of life, the one that he promised to those who he loved, to those who he loved. And it says, when tempted, no one should say, God is tempting me. For God cannot be tempted by evil, nor does he tempt anyone. God never tempts us. Do not say into your heart, it's God that is tempting us. Even sometimes it is a test. It is a test that we are facing, but we have to remain strong. We cannot say that is God that is tempting us. It says, but each one is tempted when by his own evil desire. It is our own desires that tempt us. It's our own evil desire that tempt us. He dragged away from enticed. Then after desire has conceived, and he gives birth to sin. And sin, when it's fully grows, it gives birth to death. You see that? With our own earthly flesh and our own mind, we start thinking about the wrong things. The next thing, we start dwelling on it. We start thinking about it, and then the next thing, we give our desires to those sinful things. And then the next thing that is gonna bring, it's gonna bring death. It's gonna bring death. But this is not to scare you. Remember, I'm here today to talk about trials and temptation. When we face those temptations, some of those temptation it is our own desire, is the way we are thinking, it's what we're thinking about. We in the church where I attend, the pastor says that don't we have to talk to our mind. You have to tell your mind, I'm not going there. For example, if it's adultery, you start thinking about someone who is married, you want to be with that person, you have to say, no,